welcome. I see so many familiar faces. Thank you so much for applying for the Member Show 2023 this year. And thank you for joining us tonight on a talk in the award ceremony here with Elizabeth Brincklow. Florida CraftArt, just as a reminder, we are a nonprofit and our mission is to grow the statewide creative economy by engaging the community and advancing Florida's fine craft artists and their work. Our statewide nonprofit organization is headquartered in downtown St. Petersburg, which was large. It's a large gallery with more than 250 of Florida's fine craft artists. We are open 7 days a week, and our second floor has 22 artists upstairs with our Artists of Art Lofts. In order to bring these quality exhibitions and educational programming to the community free of charge, we depend on sponsorship. The main sponsor for Member Show is our board chair, Tyler Jones of Jones and Dunn Legacy Group with Premier Sotheby's International Realty, along with grants from the Florida Division of Art and Culture and the City of St. Petersburg. Recently, in the past year, I had been promoted to gallery manager, and I want to thank all the team for the support over the years with leading to this moment, as well as the artists I've worked with over time, and the board for aiding in this time too. Woohoo! Thank you. Let's see. So I think what I'll do, I'll give a brief tour of the gallery of the exhibition here, and I'll mention as many names as I possibly can. I don't mean to leave anyone out, and for anyone that hasn't already seen the show, please do. It's open through like mid-April. So here we go. This is the main entrance to the Member Show. And here we have Leslie Nolan on the left, Joan Carew in the middle. We have Matthew Siddick with glass in the back. And on the wall there, we have Jennifer Rossiter with ceramics, Ari Robinson with mixed media, Alan Johnson with ceramics, Maria Zaracino with mixed media. She did that large flower. A little close up. And the glass here made by Matthew Siddick has UV glass made with it. So at night or in the dark time, it glows. Interesting. Jewelry by Adrienne Gaskell. The Judy Freeman on the left here with Cos clay and polymer clay. And on the right, Barbara Williams with this reversible batik jacket. And I also want to let you guys know in the very beginning, right when you walk in, you actually see artists from Tallahassee, all to St. Pete, all the way south to Cape Coral. So it's neat to kind of see the stance of Florida all in one view. Don Waters on the top here with this velvet artwork, and Eric Folsom with his metal sculpture below. A lot of mixed media here. Nadine Saitlin has a mixed media painted gourd on the left. Catherine Shoemaker with mixed media as well. The middle, Emily Staley with recycled paper and other found objects. In the foreground, we have 4 different pieces of jewelry made with a lot of different beading, crystals, handmade metal with different stones as well. Paper quilling, we've never had paper quilling shown as far since I've been here. So it's really cool to have that as an example of paper craft. Ceramics by Barbara Demare, Ellen Simon with a quilt, and this is the last one. Patricia Burrows with ceramics as well. We have Leanne Croce here with the silk and wool embroidered handmade dress. Gorgeous. Sarah Butts in the corner on the left here with quilting. Larry Haziak, he does wood. And a couple others. Nick Reale, Jory Berman, Elizabeth Neely, Alice Pickett Lewis, Gary Greer, and one abstract. Let's see. And Pamela Carmen in the forefront here with Collver clay. And this grandfather's clock is made by Joyce Curvin. And Jill Lindsay here in the middle made Petunia, who's representing Jill Lindsay. And this is a close-up of those smaller pieces. Let me see. You just said his name. Craig Wood, thank you. So here's an overall of the main wall. This is Candace Knapp, ceramics. And if you get a chance to see this in person, there's some inscribed handwriting on these as well. Woodworks from the top, Tom Davis. In the bottom, the two boxes, Larry Burden and Jeff Goebel, the beautiful curvaceous platter on the bottom. In the foreground of another Jennifer Rossiter, have Diane Moblinski, figurative work on the pillar, as well as Jana Kennedy. These are by Kimberly Cummings, who's also a board member with us. Another close-up, and this on the right, the fiber art is Kathleen McCabe. There we go. Kim Tadalik with fine silver jewelry. In the middle is Bobby Bao, it's a triptych. And we have Teresa Mandala and Melissa Fair. Nancy Laube. I know a lot of names, they're just gonna come out. And the bottom here is Alicia Diem. And then Anna on the far right with the two square pieces. So that's a tour of the gallery, and I'd like to introduce Elizabeth, the judge. Let's see. Elizabeth Brincklow brings a strong background, reputation, and experience as an arts leader and visionary to her work with artists, arts organizations, venues, and government. Through Elizabeth Brincklow Arts LLC, multiple projects include the curatorial service pop-up Trend On with Mary Childs Project, which offers all aspects of art procurement and its unique access to national and regional visual artists. A prominent success is registering and placing artists in the State Department Art and Embassies program. Elizabeth proudly serves to advance artists and culture of the arts consultant for the City of Dunedin and other entities.
Thank you, Julia.
Welcome. Thank you.
First of all, I'd like to thank Katie and the board for the opportunity to jury this show, and a shout out to Julia for a beautiful layout. The way she has placed each item and the juxtaposition of the various items within the entire space. I thought it was beautifully done. I walked into the space yesterday and was, I hoped I'd given myself enough time, because my first inclination was, how am I going to do this? In terms of how am I going to make these selections? Because and a deeper feeling came up in me, because looking at the work, looking at the beauty of all of your work, makes me incredibly proud to be a part of the Florida arts community, and an absolute shout out to every single artist in this show, because what you bring to the work broadens the experience for the viewer, as well as all other makers of art. So with that, just huge applause to absolutely everyone in this show. I'm a little emotional about it. That's a good thing, right? That's a good thing. So Julia, would you like to roll?
Honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions. Adrian Gaskell's Wicked Zigzag. This particular piece won me over. The finesse with the work, with each of the fibers and with the beading, just beautiful, beautiful work. Jana Kennedy's Marie at the Guillotine. I mean, I'm laughing now. It's just It's just, I laughed out loud when I walked up to this piece and then kind of worked into it a little bit more. And I'm like, oh my God, this is the funniest thing. So lovely work. Thank you. And fun work, sick work. Candace Knapp, woman, her form, all of the lines in this and the overall concept just won me over. Lovely work. Richard Logan, Blown Away in NOLA, the use of the photo transfer on the metal, I mean, original photography, and then the etching on top and sort of the concept of putting the two together, placed it as an honorable mention for me. Alice Pickett Lewis's Aspens, the depth of perspective on this, really beautiful, and all of the very fine needlework, both hand and machine, and the selection. I like the repurposing that goes on with this particular work. Good. Yep. And Emily Staley's Ms. Red, aka the Red Monster. Emily has put together this quilting, if you will, of paper items, her striation of color, and the addition of other elements within this. Place that as an honorable mention for me. Nice photo of Emily as well. Don Waters, Robin Williams, 1951 to 2014. Sorry. This is exactly what happened to me yesterday when I saw the work. Third place. We're rolling from into the places now. So third place, Larry and Karen Burden, multi-drawer jewelry box. Oh, the selection of the main wood selection, and then the contrast with the darker wood. It's soft, it's beautiful. The mitering of the corners and actually every single joint within this jewelry box it's exquisite, soft, and just very lovely, lovely finish to all aspects of the wood. Place that as third place. Nancy Cutler, second place, untitled, number 5. I'm looking at my note on this one. So the imagination, the creativity, the natural elements of whether they're seed pods or grasses, dried grasses, just the overall creativity of this work really won me over. Overall. First place, Leanne Croach, Ruffles dress. Leanne's use of, first of all, the overall composition and the form of this is beautifully constructed in terms of its form and composition. The use of vintage, the silk from vintage dresses, beautifully then married by use of the felting to bring this whole entire work together. Just absolutely beautiful, beautiful, beautiful work. And best of show, Joyce Curvin's Grandpa's Garden. This encompasses kind of leading from third to second to first place, the use of natural materials, use of the craftsmanship with the handwork, the fantasy element of this particular work just really possessed me when I was in the room yesterday. I kept walking away and, really taking actually a goodly amount of time with each and every work in the space, and then coming back around to this work. I needed this work yesterday. The garden is gorgeous, and within this clock, it's rather a timed garden to me as well. That element of time and creativity, all in one. So, and repurposing as well. So here's a beautiful grandfather clock that wouldn't otherwise, probably would have had a short life at this stage, where no one is holding on to such things. But all in all, beautiful show, everyone. I mean, huge applause. And again, thank you to Florida CraftArt and to the board and to Julia and ultimately to Katie for the opportunity. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth. We were really happy to collaborate with you on having you as judge for the show. It's not every year that we do it, but it is great to come together and kind of be reminded on so many artists that we're surrounded by that continue to make great work. So thank you.
Exactly. Thank you.
Yeah, and we have one more award I'd like to introduce for Katie. The Director's Award. She chose Leslie Nolan's Tea with Grandma in the Rose Garden. So there's that as well. I'm going to talk a little bit about our book. Katie worked really hard over the past few weeks to edit all of our bios that we received from the artists and getting images. So we have our book for the members show that's available, I think, to order on our website, and we'll also take orders with for you throughout the duration of the show. And it's $39, and it has all of the artwork involved with the artists and their statement and everything too. So it's a really beautiful book. Up now through March 29th. I hope you guys can all stop in at one point and see everything in person. The programming that's going along with this. To accompany our exhibits, we often partner with the community organizations. When artist Dawn Waters entered 3 portraits that she created of suicide victims, we felt that it would be an excellent time to discuss mental health with the community. We asked Julie Rocco, who is a suicide survivor and founder of the organization, "What would I have missed?" to lead the conversation. We hope that you will join us in the gallery on April 2nd at 2 p.m. Our programming is typically free, and we want to try to reach out to everyone and continue educating through threads found in art. We'll have Jennifer Rossiter talk about her work as well. It's really great. Mark the calendars for April 8th. We'll have various artist talks as well. So the artists are to be announced on who's going to speak, but we'll have a few artists from the member show to present themselves as well. And upcoming, we do have an open call right now. Elizabeth Brincklow is co-curating with Mary Childs in the Alchemy of Art exhibit. So it's very interesting. I'm very excited to see the artists that will apply for this. All of these details are on our website at floridacraftart.org. And if you have any questions, you could also call the gallery. We're happy, myself, Katie, and the team is happy to assist you. Cool.
I just want to say thank you very much.
This is Kimberly. I just want to thank our jurists for being so emotionally open. I have those same types of feelings, and I appreciate it all the time, and heartfelt experience that you brought in and then took away with you, obviously, the way you talk about it. And it's kind of why I love being a maker. So I appreciate it so much.
And it's Leanne. I also wanted to thank Elizabeth very much for the support over the years, and for everything that she's contributed to helping me with my pursuit and growth as an artist.
And I want to thank Leanne for growing as an artist, because she's like absolutely amazing.
I love you too. Thank you.
I just want to say thank you, Elizabeth. It was great to meet you. It's amazing how much we have in common from our
I know.
past history. It's pretty wild. And wow, what an honor. That's the first time I've won something like that. I'm so thrilled. Thank you so much.
I'm a little gobsmacked by the whole thing, quite honestly. But I had a great time doing that piece, and I really appreciate what you said about it. It was a long, but it was so much fun and intense, and thank you so much. I'm really, really grateful. My parents spent a lot of time in their garden. They spent, and that's where I always think about them. And my dad had clocks, and we had a grandfather clock, and that's why it all kind of.
Well, first, I want to say that Elizabeth's reaction meant a lot to me. I did 5 portraits in that series. I submitted 3, and I had that reaction many, many times over many months of working on those 5 pieces. So thank you for that. I did that series because when Anthony Bourdain died, like a lot of people that I've spoken to, it's like, man, he just seems like he had everything, I don't understand, but that's the whole thing. We don't understand, and we don't know what people are going through. And, there's so many famous people who ended their lives in a similar way, but there's so many people we don't know all around us. And some of us have experienced it firsthand. And so I'm going to get emotional, but anyway, I felt like it was worth doing that and communicating. It's called We Thought We Knew Them. So
I think there's a need at this time to have the opportunity for expression. Laughter and fantasy, and sadness, because we're in these really tricky times right now. And I think to have that opportunity to and to take the opportunity to emote is super important. It's important in our development as being a human, but it's also in our development as being an artist. So that's
Great.
what I think.
I agree.
thank you for recognizing the work. I appreciate it very much.
I think that there are very few of us who have not been touched by suicide in our mental health issues. All of us really have been touched by it. And I think that it's important for us to discuss it and how to deal with mental health issues. And the older I get, the sort of more practical and pragmatic I get with it, and I understand things a lot better than I did when I was younger. I don't think I'd want to go back to being 30 again. Physically, I wouldn't mind, but anyway, I just feel it's not like a standard thing that you would see on an art program, but how can we better communicate them through art and reach people? And if we can help anyone deal with their mental health better, and I think we all can work on it, and we certainly need to. So I hope that you will come to the programming, and I hope that you all will support it and also talk to your friends about it, about coming to it.
It's Leanne. I just want to make a comment. I'm trained as an occupational therapist, and I have worked with people who ultimately committed suicide, and it's a very difficult experience to go through. And Dawn, your comment about, and I'm going to tear up just even talking about this, your comment about not always knowing how people are feeling or what they're showing and what they're demonstrating is so very important, because so many people struggle and don't and put up a brave face or just don't share what their experiences are. So taking that moment to really ask somebody, well, how are you doing, or just giving somebody a hug or just a tap on the shoulder, or just being there for somebody is so critical in these days. So thank you for the artwork that you do, Dawn. It's just recognizing a really strong need.
Well, thank you, Leanne. I'm a huge fan of your work as well, but thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
I think it was Plato that said, "Be kind. Everyone is fighting a hard battle," and we do have battles in our time. We have times of our life when things are a lot easier, and times when they're really tough. So let's hope that things like this can help people to deal with it. And thanks, Julia, by the way, for the excellent presentation.
Yes.
I was very nervous the whole time.
You did great.
Thanks,
Congratulations.
everybody, for participating. And please bring your friends, your collectors, and tell everyone about the show, because Julia did an amazing job installing it. When you look at it and you look at how all the colors are coordinated so beautifully, the lines, the textures, it is really brilliant. And I applaud her, and she's doing great in her new position.
Yay. Thank you. Thank you, Elizabeth.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to thank you all for this opportunity for people like me to show our work. I have to say, I've been involved with Florida CraftArt for many years, but I never thought I'd get to the stage where I actually have my work here and recognized. I never thought I'd be doing art. So anyway, I'm tearing up just because of that. That it means so much to have all these people who are doing all this work all the time to support and help others. And I want to thank you all. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And the
You're
other
wonderful,
artists as well.
Emily.
And the
You know,
other artists as well.
you remind me, Emily, that 3 of the people who won awards tonight are former emerging artists at the Florida Craft Art Festival. You, Jana Kennedy, and the Burdens, Larry and Karen Burden, are all former emerging artists. So also, if you know anybody who wants to apply for the Florida Craft Art Festival, we do have emerging artist opportunities, and the call is live at the moment.
Thank you. It was a great opportunity.